Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog podcast, this time talking about Gallifrey Intervention Earth, or as it's known in paper, Gallifrey Series 7. Now, this is where it's going to get confusing, but bear with me, please don't stop bearing with me. If you look at the cover of Gallifrey Series 7.0, which I'm guessing is the beginning of a whole new set of Gallifrey, something immediately springs to mind. In fact, there are two very noticeable things. Three if you count Sophie Aldred being on the cover. First off, it's got Omega on the front. That's Omega. And it's not just Omega, but it's Omega as seen in the Three Doctors, and he looks great. And beyond that, you've got a picture of Romana. Except it's not Lala Ward. No, it's the new Romana. It's Romana 4 or 5. It's not completely clear who she is. I assumed she was Romana 3, but was promptly corrected by the Big Finish forums. Now, I'd lost track of Gallifrey around Series 5, but I knew there'd been a companion Chronicles where you had this Romana played by Juliet Landau, yes, Drusilla, for all of those Buffy and Angel fans out there, she's playing Romana. Now, this series is quite clearly set after the other Gallifreys, but I'd lost track, as I've just said, so I don't know when this Romana came into being. Now, according to the Big Finish website, it happens at some point, but it hasn't happened in the Gallifrey stories. So this is, as far as most people would be concerned, a major new jumping on point for Gallifrey, a series that, in all fairness, began about 12 years ago. So if you want a whole new experience of Doctor Who Gallifrey, this is a good place to come in, apparently. Plot-wise, what have we got? Romana is approaching her final term in office and hopes to leave her world in a state of peace and harmony. Narvin is concerned about the implementation of controversial Precog program, one that seeks to predict the Time Lords' future. Ace is an operative of the Celestial Intervention Agency, having learned the art of interference from one of the best. And somewhere across the stars, an ancient force is stirring. One of the Time Lords' greatest heroes is returning to our universe, but he may also prove to be their greatest threat. When the history of the Earth is threatened and an ancient conspiracy reaches the heart of Time Lord government, can Romana's closest allies truly be trusted? Time will tell, but then again, maybe it's already too late. So you've got Sophie Aldred playing Ace. Now this is the Ace that was possibly pictured by the, and I hate using these phrases because we know they were invented, the Cartmel master plan, where Ace was eventually left by the Doctor on Gallifrey to inject new fight into the Time Lord society. This is what happens to... This, in many respects, is what is supposed to happen to Ace. It's the logical progression, but even she says in her opening monologue she's not quite sure what's happened and why she's there, and how the timelines have ended up with her there. So perhaps one timeline where she dies, and other timelines where she runs off and becomes her own person, like the Virgin Adventures, and this one, they all kind of interlock and end up here. The idea of Ace being a member of the CIA has always been fun, but never been one that I've really embraced. So yeah, you've got that going on. It's got Omega on the front, and when a black hole turns up, you can kind of put two and two together. And you know what? You're still not disappointed because it's fun. It's a 2-disc story, and it is, indeed, what can only be described as a romp. And I don't mean that in a bad way, as well you know. Stephen Thorne is playing Omega, the original and best, in fact the only Omega we've ever had. He is deserving of a return, and it is just brilliant to hear those incredible dark tones echoing throughout the world. It's just great. Now, Because this is a series, it's gone back to the original Gallifrey format, which is a story, fairly self-contained, with an ending, but it does lead on to the next one so that you have to keep buying them. And, of course, the next Gallifrey release is available in February 2015. But does that follow on from this, or does it not? The next Gallifrey has Romana, Louise Jameson, Sophie Aldred, and Narvin all returning, and they're all out this month, February 2015. But it's a different Romana. So is she crossing her own timelines? Do we finally have the two Romanas together at last? Or is it something so much more convoluted and so much better than that? As a Doctor Who fan, all I can do is come up with, let's wait and see. So I'll let you hear the trailer for this, and let you make up your own mind for yourself. It's a great jumping on point, and you can forget the rest. Start here. Come on, jump into Gallifrey. You know you want to. Be seeing you.
Looking back on that time, you might think Gallifrey was a world under siege. Though as far as anyone knew for certain, it was not. Our world had enjoyed many years of uninterrupted peace and harmony. And yet, within the Citadel's corridors, there were rumors. Whisperings that some nameless threat was about to return.
Coming soon from Big Finish Productions, Gallifrey, Intervention Earth.
And so, it comes to pass.
The fabric of the universe itself is now in jeopardy. And we have to somehow find a means of mending it.
And by we, you mean Time Lords, yeah?
Actually, what I really mean is us.
What?
I've been assigned to accompany you, Els.
Oh, no. No, I don't do companions. Did no one tell you that?
I have waited so very long now. Waiting in a universe of antimatter. For a gateway back to my world to be opened.
It's a black hole.
A black hole growing larger by the moment.
That anomaly is growing stronger every second. It's not just threatening Gallifrey. The entire universe could be at risk. The whole of reality. If we don't take action soon, the
Soon, Narvin. You said so yourself. If we don't take action soon. But soon's not now, is it?
And if it's a targeted attack of some kind?
If it's an attack, then we do what we can to learn who is responsible.
I am woven throughout the tapestry of time. A reminder to them all. I am there. And always have been.
Of course, if Ace is responsible for the anomaly, that could also imply the involvement of the Doctor.
No, this isn't his style.
Given his reputation...
He is a maverick, Taurus, not a psychopath.
But it wouldn't be the first time he's acted so recklessly. Not with the hand of Omega's involved. Snipers! Down, mark!
Some civilizations consider Omega to be the last. Or in some cultures, the end. And whilst this is now an end for me, it is also a new beginning. Omega shall be freed!
Big Finish. We love stories.
You've been listening to the Tin Dog Podcast, available on RSS, iTunes, Stitcher, Audio Boom and Tumblr. Doctor Who and its associated works are copyright of the BBC. No infringement is intended. You can contact the show, donate, buy merchandise or find out more about my other projects by visiting the Tin Dog Podcast homepage and clicking on the links. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.